Greetings, I'm Solidus-Skully, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance as we are in for a lengthy info dump about the dreaded Hunchback of Notre Dame.
This is Big Marie.
Hello!
She likes you.
Looks like Quasi's gonna be just fine.
Indisputably.
He's tough.
We may be hard as stone, but Quasi's stronger.
I know. Whoa! Talking gargoyles?
Excuse us for having personality.
You could stay here forever.
No, I couldn't.
Oh yes, you have sanctuary.
But not freedom. Gypsies don't do well inside stone walls.
You helped me. Now, I will help you.
But there's no way out. There's soldiers at every door.
We won't use a door. It's all right. Are you ready?
Didn't expect that. So how come you and Quasimodo are so close?
We've been friends for years.
More than a decade of camaraderie.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
He never leaves?
Oh, he's not allowed to leave. Judge Frollo forbids it.
Why?
Care to pull up a stool?
The short version is, Frollo thinks he's doing Quasi a favor by keeping folks from seeing that mug of his.
After a lifetime of watching from the nosebleed seats, Quasi just wanted to go to the Feast of Fools. And we're so proud of him for finally working up the courage to do it.
'Tis a shame those creatures dashed his hopes.
You should talk. When's the last time you looked in a mirror?
Well, you broke it.
Ah, a wise guy, eh?
Knock it off, you couple of blockheads! I just hope this one failure doesn't cause Quasi to give up. He was so close.
He can't let his heart be a prison. Don't worry. I'll go talk to him.
Oh, my dear Quasimodo, you don't know what it's like out there. The world is cruel, and you are deformed and ugly. You will be shown little pity. You must believe me. I am your only friend. And how can I protect you, my dear boy, unless you stay in here? Remember, Quasimodo, this is your sanctuary.
Yes, Master.
Good, Quasimodo. Now rub my back like the freakish beast that you are. But anyway, that was basically the short and sweet of the Disney version of the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and given that we have a very beefy part this time around as we hit Big Marie, yeah, I'm also going to give you a bit of the lowdown on the original Victor Hugo novel, because I realised that, well, I'm going to assume anyway, my subscribers aren't very literary educated. So, yeah, trivia will be abound, but in turn also, just talking about some other aspects of the Hunchback of Notre Dame. At least for what we're seeing right now, primarily with the, well, talking gargoyles. Now again, it has been years since I last saw the Disney movie, but I don't know if this is just sort of me reflecting on it years later, but I don't know, I always sort of thought that the whole idea of like, you know, Victor, Hugo, and I forgot what the female gargoyle was called. Well, we'll just call her Demona for the time being. Because Disney references. But yeah, I always sort of ran under the assumption that the gargoyles were meant to be in Quasimodo's head, so to speak. You know, as in they were basically just sort of illusions of, you know, people for him to talk to cope with his loneliness. I don't know, I guess maybe potentially the workaround is that, you know, because Sora's in the dream realm, and in turn I suppose this is Quasimodo's interpretation of the world, God knows what would have happened to the real version of this world as it fell to darkness. Was it Judge Frollo, or was it Quasimodo who fell to darkness? Yeah, I guess this potentially could have painted them as, well, either being real or not. Though admittedly, though, it is quite funny to hear Sora going, talking gargoyles! As a friend with a talking duck and dog, I am perturbed by this. Yeah, well, God knows what Sora would have been like if he met Goliath and the gargoyles from the titular Gargoyles. Which I still think would make for a great world in Kingdom Hearts. But alas, that's neither here nor there in this case. In the meantime, however, just apart from more tertiary combat before we finally move on, yeah, Faith Line. Basically, it's, well, kind of like the rail grinding from Infamous and Sly Cooper in the sense that, again, you create lines based on your faith in the light, or your faith in Jesus, and God, and the Holy Spirit. And in that sense, well, yeah, allows Sora to pretty much skate to and fro between, you know, the nightmarish Dream Eaters and, take him down to size, which you can easily do with the power of many, but, you know, it's kind of a useless power. And doesn't even have the Final Fantasy excuse of like, oh, Final Fantasy 3, we need to use it to enter a village or anything. It's just there as a, well, just an ability you can use, which, is just kind of eh. There we go. Let's take a look at some more powerful abilities. Oh my god. And yeah, that pretty much goes to show Mr. Rhino Boy over there, from trying to use his little bouncing up and down, making Kratos on the ground attack. I do believe it, yeah, as you can see there, it can get off a fair few hits on you if you, you know, let it bounce around with you, but a good bit of zero gravity, you know, a nice little ranged attack like fire or thunder or whatever, stops it right in its tracks. Sparkle. Truly we are the fool in the Festival of Fools, but not the king, we are merely the Jack.
Oh, hello again. Sora, was it?
Hold it. You're that guy with Frollo.
Easy. I'm not looking for any sort of fight. Finally, someone sensible. I'm Phoebus. Tell me, is she still safe in the cathedral?
If she is Esmerelda, then Quasimodo helped her escape.
Blast.
What's wrong?
It's Judge Frollo. He's obsessed with destroying the gypsies, and his mind is in a dark place. When I objected to his barbarous actions, he banished me from the guard.
What? That's not fair.
Don't worry about me. Frollo said he's found the Court of Miracles, the gypsies' haven within the city. Esmerelda and her friends are in danger. We have to find them and warn them before Frollo gets there.
Quasimodo! Esmeralda's in trouble!
Where did she go?
I don't know. She vanished into the streets. She gave me this pendant. Esmeralda said this would help us find her. When you wear this woven band, you hold the city in your hand. It's the city! It's a map, see? Here's the cathedral, and the river. Go this way, cross the bridge, and... the Court of Miracles!
Well done, Quasimodo!
Yeah, Quasi, nice!
Yes. I'm going to save her.
Well now, we finally have our mission. Stop evil Frollo from destroying the Gyp Thief. Those Romani, they just want to live in peace and curse people with evil gypsy magic. But in the meantime though, as, you know, we have our tertiary explore the city, let's unlock things Sugar Me do. Yeah, it's actually kind of worth, talking about the character of Captain Phoebus. Primarily because, well, yeah, you might be noticing that, Phoebus, compared to the original novel, has a more heroic role both in film and, you know, in the Kingdom Hearts adaptation. Well, kind of obviously, but, yeah, that actually wasn't in the original novel itself. That actually came from both a stage play as well as a side story that Victor Hugo also wrote from The Hunchback of Notre Dame called, again, my French, I don't even speak French, and I don't think it's good to begin with, but it's called La Libretto La Esmerelda, which is a side story that focuses on Esmeralda's character from her perspective of the Hunchback of Notre Dame role, and it ended up giving Captain Phoebus a more heroic role than in the original, where he basically just wanted to fuck her. And that's actually comes to a bit of the, you know, the whole interplay with the whole thing, where again, you know, in the original tale, you know, the crude, violent, and, you know, rather aggressive Quasimodo actually ended up having a bit of a tender side, you know, whereas the otherwise beautiful, sun-gilded hero Captain Phobos was, well, you know, vain, self-centered, and basically had, you know, lust and alcohol in the brain. So, you know, going not to judge by appearances, and showing that there's more to people than meets the eye. And, both positively and negatively, so... yeah, I believe it was also included in the opera play version of The Hunchback of Notre Dame that also added to the change of Phoebus' character, which I suppose the Disney version also found to be much better. By the way, this is, Alchem DMC3's ability, suck up enemies, explode them all, and, get some sweet, juicy points. But yeah, needless to say, Captain Phoebus got some much-needed, redemption points compared to the original story where he was ended up getting stabbed by Judge Frollo and ended up marrying a total skank and, well, let's just say his life ended poorly. Then again, most people's lives ended poorly in The Hunchback of Notre Dame because, you know how I said that Captain Phoebus wanted to fuck Esmerelda? Well, compared to the Disney version where she seems to be an adult woman in, I'd say at least in her early 20s, yeah, in the original tale she was 16. Those wacky French rules with like, ah yes, we are le Frenchman, le sexe, le sexe, le sexe. Ooh, just kinda makes a shudder, it does. But anyway, needless to say again, and I think I also mentioned this beforehand, yeah, in the original tale, Esmeralda, she ends up getting hanged to death, and Quasimodo, distraught, ends up taking her body, goes down into the crypt, and well, years later they end up discovering his skeleton cradling hers, and well, yeah, they both crumble to dust when, you know, some investigators try and remove the bodies, so... yeah, that's... depressing. Well, but I mean, then again, Victor Hugo, to be expected, I suppose, but... I don't know, it does make for a very tragic story, and in and of itself, you know, a really great novel. But anyway, to kind of talk about more important things as we're exploring the city here, yeah, the open-ended level design. It actually serves Notre Dame rather well here. I mean, it's not populous by any stretch of the imagination, you know, whether that's because everybody's afraid of incurring the wrath of Judge Frollo or because of, you know, all the Dream Eaters out at the moment. Yeah, it's, I don't know. It gives you a lot of great places to use flow motion. Again, there are a lot of walls you can bounce off, and, again, it makes traversal very easy and free-flowing, and, again, with a lot of the heights that you can scale, both in terms of utilizing Faith Line and your flow motion abilities, I don't know, it's just really great to find, like, a little treasure chest and, you know, make traversal a bit of a breeze, really. That being said, though, you do also begin to see exactly how this is a bit of a testing ground for Kingdom Hearts 3, because, again, while Kingdom Hearts 3 doesn't quite have as, you know, vivid a flow motion thing as this game has, it does, you know, fill a lot of these worlds with a lot of different, you know, secrets, areas, and Easter eggs, you know, from the retrospective Disney worlds that, we have to go off and explore. And, yeah, in that case it fills it with a lot more details, whereas here it feels like more of a playground. A testing area, if you will. Yar! Take this, you evil bug thing, Motron! There you go. Sparkles! The barrier, it's down! The Parisian curfew is gone! Viva... actually, no, what was it again? Yeah, fucking, I don't know French. Revolution of the France. The reign of terror is now over. Jellyfingers. I couldn't read what that was because it's too far away for my eyes and I may need glasses to see. Yeah, but whatever. Take that. No Dream Eaters must be alive. Like Yagi Ram. Which I won't be showing off as a Dream Eater because I already showed it off technically when I first got it back in, fuck, what was it again? It was a Traverse Town when I accidentally got it with the Link Portal Rent-A-Dream Eater shop, Motron. And to reiterate, there are still Link Portals that you can use to access, you know, different Dream Eaters to rent out for the level. And I believe also some, specific challenges that you can utilize with your Dream Eaters as well. But, yeah, I don't really go after them because, really, there's not much of a point. I believe it's like, either kill X amount of Dream Eaters in the limited amount of time, use a certain ability or whatever. But to be honest, I don't really find them all that interesting because it's just kind of a wee bit pish, to be honest, so, in the meantime, let's climb up all this wonderful architecture of Gay Paris. Candy goggles. We'll never be seeing them again. Wee-ho! Yeah! Keep the faith, reach out to touch faith, as we leave the Dream Eaters in the city of Paris. You have a few drop me nuts so that Sora doesn't fall asleep? Delicious! I wonder what's in, drop me nuts. Probably fuckloads of caffeine or adrenaline or something like that. Something that keeps him very wide awake and frisky. But in any case, though, yeah, let's, I guess, talk about the Hunchback of Notre Dame in terms of some more miscellaneous trivia as we cross this bridge and eventually make our way towards the gypsy camp. Yeah, interestingly enough, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance actually did revive popularity in the Hunchback of Notre Dame, being one of the more largely forgotten movies in the Disney Renaissance, which, well, I mean, I guess maybe it didn't really apply to me as a kid, because I always found it a little bit odd that this was forgotten, because, I don't know, I guess maybe because I saw it while I was a kid. I don't know, I guess maybe people had a heavier preference for Hercules, Aladdin, and, you know, Little Mermaid and stuff like that, and I don't know, like, I mean, in terms of all, like, the Disney Renaissance movies I remember seeing as a kid, like, I mean, you know, some of the more memorable ones for me was, you know, Hunchback of Notre Dame, I want to say Lilo and Stitch, if that technically counts, and, well, I think Lilo and Stitch was at the tail end of that, but, yeah, so, I don't know, I always just saw this as being one of the big ones, but, I guess, I don't know, I guess there was some that people were bound to skip over the course of time. But, I mean, anyway, much in the same vein as, you know, Dream Drop Distance being a game that, you know, a lot of people in the Kingdom Hearts fanbase are rather split upon. Like, I mean, the fact that it did give stuff like The World Ends With You and The Hunchback of Notre Dame boost in popularity, you know, I mean, good on the game. It's, promoting good films of the Motron. Tap, tap. Ooh, more paint! We'll be sure to use those never. Now, where are we now, Sora? Oh, the lowest city. It appears to be depressing and poor. Judge I was about to go on Judge Phoebus for some fucking reason, but... no, fusion, but no, Judge Frollo looks down on the poor. I forgot what joke I was gonna make because I completely ended up having a fusion dance with two different characters. And even though we can jump over the buildings, we can't cross the rooftops! Oh, now how is Sora gonna feel like Spider-Man? And yeah, we can't even judge over a wooden scaffolding that we could easily set on fire, but... ho-hum Pippendale. Oh, we can smash it though, but we can't go over it. Dream logic maybe. Well, then again, you know, it doesn't really apply dream logic entirely, like, I guess kind of like, you know, when you're having a nightmare that, you know, you can't escape from, even though you'd easily be thinking, hang on, why can't I just get up and run away? But your body just remains completely stagnant in the dream. I don't know, that kind of thing. Nightmare logic where you're completely frozen in fear and rooted to the spot by anything that's coming to eat your brains. Brain logic is incredibly funny like that, and, yeah. It also does some very weird things. Like, for example, a dream I had a couple of nights ago, which wasn't really a dream, it was more of a nightmare, actually, where, for whatever reason, like, the bizarre cure for COVID-19 was apparently having your balls cut off. Why exactly that was a dream I had, I have no fucking idea. I mean, I have very dark, sadistic thoughts, so, you know, that's neither here nor there in this case, but either way, yeah, having a dream about castration is certainly not something that, you know, anybody should experience. It wasn't even really castration, it was just that menfolk had to have their, you know, balls and penises cut off. So yeah, if you want to cure COVID-19, get castrated. Oh god, Zardoz said it all. The gun is good and penis is evil. Completely off topic to Dream Drop Distance, but let's just say, it's very good that Sora and Riku never ended up in, you know, my Dream Drop Distance, because otherwise they'd be entering a world that they would not be prepared to handle. So let's just cross this off on the list of potential worlds for Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. You know, along with the Song of the South world. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day, Uncle Remus, potential Disney evilness. Ho-hum. And the only reason why I'm really bringing up such off-topic things is because, well, we got a large stretch of gameplay and I gotta make this last as we fight all the Dream Eaters and continue with our mission of making it to the Gypsy camp. By the way, we don't really get to see many more gypsies apart from Esmerelda, so if you're looking forward to seeing the gypsy leader, who I forgot what his name was, Antidus, Ganastus, something or other. It might be something beginning with P, I forget what it was, but yeah, that's neither here nor there in this case. Since we also have Sora currently, who we're playing as actually, yeah, kind of funny reunion for Haley Joel Osment in and of himself voicing Sora here, because yeah, Haley Joel Osment also voiced Esmerelda and Phoebus' son in the contested 2002 direct-to-DVD sequel of The Hunchback of Notre Dame 2. I haven't seen it, but I heard from a lot of people that it was apparently not very good, and ooh, make some people rather angry and belchy, and well, I mean, yeah, 2002, it would have been right around the time when Haley Joel Osment was doing Kingdom Hearts, so continuity. But yeah, I mean, I guess this must have been a hell of a reunion for him, but I don't know. Either way, it was fun. Yeah, a graveyard. What a horrible night to have a curse. Also getting flashbacks to Silent Hill 2. Wonder if Sora will find Angela. Been peering over one of these graves and dear god, Sora meeting Angela or Roscoe. Oh, crikey, that would be, well, I mean, depending on what version of Angela that Sora met up with, it could be, either a nightmare or, you know, a potential dream. Sora in Silent Hill 2, god, that's an interesting prospect. And, I guess, would have been quite fitting for Dream Drop Distance, I suppose, but, yeah, neither here nor there in this case. I guess I do have one other thing I could really talk about, and that's in regards to Quasimodo's origin. Particularly between him and Esmeralda, because novel-wise at the very least, I can't quite remember if the Disney version touches upon this as well, but yeah, Quasimodo and Esmeralda were actually switched at birth. Esmeralda was stolen by her French birth mother from, you know, some gypsy woman who raised her as her own, and because Quasimodo was, you know, he was a gypsy but also monstrously ugly, yeah, they basically gave him up, took Esmeralda as a replacement, and, well, yeah, kinda makes their connection a little bit stronger, I suppose. So yeah, dark times all around. Nobody lives happily ever after in novels, because they can get away with a lot of dark shit that you otherwise wouldn't really be able to in terms of, well, I mean, okay, you can get away with it in terms of film, depending on, you know, its rating, or, if so the story dictates and there's no executive meddling, but, yeah, it's sadness. Ooh, what's our prize? Oh, we got another recipe for a Dream Eater. Look forward to more Dream Eaters. I'm in a Dream Eater. Sparkle! But yeah, in the meantime, we're also pretty much just zipping about, knocking down, you know, those producing the evil dark eco mists, which we've already gotten rid of, but there will be more to defeat as we continue killing the Dream Eaters and stopping everything. And, yeah, just continue to watch Anal Cunt and, Alcom DMC3 put the work in. And I suppose I will say one other thing in terms of some of its level design, apart from the little nooks and crannies that you had to explore for, you know, treasures and, you know, specific Dream Eater pieces and stuff you pick up from treasure chests, is that, yeah, like, La Cité de la Cloches does give you a lot to explore, and, you know, a nice amount of diverse landscapes. From, you know, again, you had the Parisian city, you had the, you know, Notre Dame Cathedral itself, you know, you also have the underground passages, you know, the catacombs, sewers, that kind of thing, so, yeah. And that's not even beginning to count the stuff we have to explore as Riku as well, so, I mean, say what you will about Dream Drop Distance, but it does give you a fair amount to explore and, you know, a lot of new environments to see. Sparkle and balloons! Aha! An elegant arrangement. And a reward? Sleeper. That's kinda useless. Yeah, no, I guess you probably might have seen this also in Birth by Sleep, given that I didn't really use it all that much, but yeah, I don't really find spells such as Sleep to be very useful, or at least not compared to, you know, more turn-based RPGs, primarily because, well, again, the moment you hit somebody, they immediately wake up and, yeah, it doesn't really work well as a paralysis spell. I mean, to me, there's kind of a bit of a difference between using something like that and, well, you know, paralysis and stasis from games like, say, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, in the sense that, you know, you're at least using the Force to paralyze them, and they're not going to wake up until, you know, the set timer countdown, you know, reaches 0, so, yeah, I don't know, it's just kind of a wee bit pitch for me. Well, then again, that game also has very different rules compared to Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy, in the sense that, you know, it's based heavily on the Dungeons & Dragons dice roll system, so, yeah, a very different kettle of fish. Back off! Take this! Yeah! Oh, zero gravity. You are my Jesus juice. I wonder what it tastes like. Probably like inertia, vomit, and all sorts of delicious chemicals that has you interacting with G-forces and the way in which your brain decompresses, or spine. I wasn't really too sure, to be honest. Where do we go now? I do still have more trivia to, you know, discuss, but by the way, look at all this. Bones and skeletons. Rather morbid, but then again, we are still in the catacombs, so I guess it is kid-friendly enough for us to not really think about it, or at least enough part of the original movie for us not to question it too harshly. But yeah, also by proxy of the fact that there's a lot more to explore, it also means that, you know, I'm also taking a lot more time to smell the roses, which is fine enough to show everybody, you know, everything that there is to see, but a little bit less so when it comes to having things to say, when all we're doing is just fighting the Dream Eaters. But then again, I suppose that does also bring up a bit of a plot point in the sense that, because of the fact that we can't naturally sort of, explore the movie's plot along with, you know, everything else, since again, this is meant to be the dream world, not the real one, and we're sort of experiencing, well, again, a very abridged version, even more abridged than usual when it comes to Kingdom Hearts, in the sense that, again, we learn about a lot of the plot through other characters rather than experiencing it ourselves. I mean, we do get to experience some key moments, like, again, the whole, you know, invasion of the gypsies camp, and, you know, we will be getting one of the more dramatic moments towards the end, but, yeah, it's, I don't know, I guess it does come across as, like, a little bit more, what would be the right turn of phrase? Static compared to Kingdom Hearts 1, and to some extent 2, where, you know, Sora and the characters were actively, you know, sort of experiencing the movie along with, like, the original characters to the film. I don't know. I guess maybe it's just a sort of mileage may vary kind of thing, but yeah, I guess maybe by proxy of the whole dream thing, it does sort of make them feel a little bit, Sora and Riku, a little bit more detached from events than they otherwise would be. But then again, I suppose this is because we're just trying to awaken these realms from sleep and, you know, sort out all the traumatic evil that has befallen them when they fell to darkness. Come on. Get your shine on. Do we have any more trivia? We do not. Yes, we do not. So I guess I might as well talk about Dream Eaters, since that's pretty much all we're doing in terms of fighting them, is, yeah, in terms of unlocking some of their abilities. You might remember a couple of parts ago, actually, where you saw the Dream Eaters changing disposition from, I guess specifically Anal Cunt, where he went from, oh, smart cookie to a sidekick and best friend and stuff like that. As indicated where his eyes would change. Yeah, a lot of that is also dependent on, well, yo, he seems to have gone invisible. I guess Anal Cunt is feeling a bit shy these days. But yeah, that will also unlock certain ability upgrade pathways. So again, if you unlock, say, a sidekick, that will unlock an additional pathway of abilities for Sora to unlock. Sometimes it unlocks some of the more powerful moves, like for example, you get something like, say, I don't know, Zero Gravira, or, you know, Salvation or something, whereas, you know, other times it'll basically just be more passive abilities, like, you know, Blizzard Plus, Combo Plus, stuff like that. And to once again reiterate, some of the more passive abilities, like Blizzard Plus, you do need to unlock from the individual Dream Eaters for Sora and Riku. Other times, you just need to unlock, you know, the one specific ability. Like, for example, if you get Zero Gravira as Sora, then Riku will also have it, you know, unlocked in his deck for him to use at any given time. So it does cut a lot of the grinding tedium in half, and you don't really have to worry about, you know, the characters having to tediously grind both Dream Eaters with both characters just to pad out the game time, unlike a certain Birth by Sleep I could mention. So yeah, that does actually make it quite fun. Oh, thank goodness, we're nearing a cutscene. I can rest my sore throat. Run, Sora. Run from the dramatics. Oh no, wait, hang on. No, I was wrong. There is not a cutscene. There is still more to do, but we have reached the final area here as we have a little save of the game. And, you know, get to see the little gypsy living area. We won't exactly get to fully explore a lot of this place in terms of, you know, what do we have to see and do, but in the meantime, though, you know, we can have a little break before cutscene action goes now. And then I can have a little break. Whee! Flow motion, bouncy fun. I believe you can actually destroy a lot of these tents and, you know, the horse and cart things for, like, either additional money or, yeah, dream points, really, so... Yeah, if you want to get some additional dream points to trade when Sora finally goes to sleep, now's the time! Money! Delicious money, which I wouldn't imagine the gypsies probably have a lot of. Well, unless of course they're using their gypsy magic. That Aqueist. There's Esmerelda. She's here! And I'm also doing my very best to try and get all the treasure chests without activating the cutscene, but I'm just so worried that if I get too close, it will, but yeah, I think if you're in the immediate vicinity of characters, then it will trigger the cutscene, but yeah, don't worry, we'll just be very careful. By the way, you can flow motion off these little, like, fur banister things. Wowzers! Sliding dash! There we go. Oh, dearie me. That's, you know, and the fact that this is also where Esmeralda is as she's about to meet her fate. Either that was there in the original movie, or somebody had read the novel and decided to put that in via the art designers as a bit of a cruel joke. Yeah, that's quite morbid. But in any case though, cutscene go now. By God, I can finally rest my throat. Yes, rest.
Quasimodo? What are you doing here?
Phoebus and I came to warn you. Frollo's on his way.
Take what you can and flee.
Well done, Captain Phoebus. Thankfully, you are every bit as predictable as I had hoped. Dear Quasimodo, I always knew you would someday be of use to me. I have you at last, you witch. There'll be a bonfire in the square.
No. Please, Master.
Frollo! I won't let you do this! No! Quasimodo? Esmeralda! Phoebus! He's taking her to a bonfire in the square. I gotta hurry! Esmeralda! Way to go, Quasi! Sanctuary!
Wargoyle! And that's the name of the boss that we're actually going to be fighting. So yeah, Sanctuary reenacting the movie with Sora just sort of watching on standby, really. What a great viewing experience. Anyway, to talk about Wargoyle as a boss, well, Yeah, it does kind of follow like a bit of a similar pattern to, you know, the Fucko monkey from Traverse Town, but I will say that compared to him, okay, not that you're really seeing it here, but yeah, he is a little bit more aggressive on his feet, and you know, he does have a lot more AoE sort of attacks, and yeah, a bit more dangerous and aggressive on the output in terms of what he does. So yeah, let's show him the power of anal cunt just as soon as we get there before he fully revives. Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing that the biggest point you're meant to attack is when he's prone, but yeah, keeping your distance and using ranged attacks would probably be my preference, but again, if you don't happen to have that, well, yeah, you know, being swift attacks on your Keyblade should be enough to take him down to size. Oh my god. Oh, I can't believe I forgot that treasure chest, but whatever, that was probably the wrong time to really talk about it. Yeah, not really too much you can do to avoid a lot of his ranged attacks, but yeah, just get up on your grill and use some powerful abilities on him. It is curious, actually. I do wonder if it's possible to actually, like, sort of flow motion up to the Notre Dame Cathedral and see if, you know, Quasimodo and Esmerelda are still up there. As well as Frollo, who's meant to be under attack at the moment, but I'm gonna assume probably not, you know, given the handheld Kingdom Hearts aversion to having NPCs in the background, but yeah, that's neither here nor there in this case. Oh no. I guess it seems that even Wargoyle had Dream dropped and is now switching to its partner character in a parallel world. But in any case, cutscene go now where Frollo dies. Excellent.
I should have known you'd risk your life to save that gypsy witch. Just as your own mother died in her pitiful attempt to save you.
What?
Now, I'm going to do what I should have done 20 years ago!
Hold on! Hold on!
And he shall smite the wicked, and plunge them into the fiery pit forever!
Quasimodo! No! No!
Quasimodo, you can't let your heart be...
I know. I can't blame Frollo for putting walls around me. It wasn't the walls that were holding me back. But my heart is free now. I'm ready to really see what's out there.
Oh my god, a monster! Oh!
All that time, Quasimodo let himself be trapped inside the nightmares Frollo gave him.
Hypocrite. You are the one who has made your heart a prison.
You again! What are you talking about?
Even if you are not the prisoner,
Huh? My heart's a prison?
Serving as a bit of a quick reminder, no, Sora has... well, okay, I'm sure he is partially aware that he has Roxas, and his heart within him, because, he needed him to awaken, but... yeah, that whole thing that, Blankety Blank and Vanitas were warning him about was basically Ventus, Roxas, and Cheon inside him. So no, he is not the prisoner, but, hypocrisy... who knows really. More darknessy darkness of darkness talk that darkness the darkness in my heart. Anyway, let's check the weather forecast. Ooh, seems to be Neku's cat Dream Eater on the prowl at the moment, but I think that's about all we have for tonight, so yeah, seems like it's about time for bed, everybody, so yeah, let's trade in our dream points, get a couple of new abilities to help Riku, and next time on Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, well, we're going to be seeing Riku's side of the story in La Cité de la Cloches, or however it's pronounced. Well, good night everybody, let's go to bed.